Hello. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to a live stream. That is right, guys. We are live on a Sunday night, and this is just a regular live stream Q&A. I don't have any agendas. I don't have anything to talk about, topics to discuss. I'm just here at the mercy of you guys and whatever questions that you have to ask me. So I haven't done a live stream since the one that I did with Steelbook Obsessed, where we kind of tier ranked the boutique label openings, which if you didn't check that out, that was a fun live stream. Go check it out. But I haven't done like a regular live stream in like 3 weeks. I got sick. And to be honest, like I'm a little, I don't want to say nervous, but I'm a little kind of nervous about like how this is going to go. Cause like my throat is still like not fully 100%. I can film videos, but like I have to stop sometimes when I'm filming videos to like let a cough out. So if that happens, I'm gonna throw up a little like be right back image that I have right here, and then I'll come back after I let my cough out. So that's probably how this will go tonight. But other than that, guys, hopefully I'll be able to get through it. Okay, I don't plan on being on here for like a super long amount of time. I do have to go to work tomorrow, but I just wanted to do this on Sunday. I may still do a Wednesday night live stream as well, but I wanted to do one on Sunday because, like I said, I haven't done a live stream in a couple of weeks, so I wanted to get one in tonight. I mean, who knows? Maybe like Sunday, I'll make like my new night. I used to go live on Sundays like all the time back in the day, but that was my last day of work back in the day, and now it's the day before I go back to work. So but yeah, guys, ask whatever questions you have for me, physical media questions, movie questions, any other questions you might have, just leave them in the chat and I will try to get to everybody as we go. But how's everybody doing? Let me ask you all a question. How was your weekend? What did you guys check out over the weekend? What movies did you watch on 4K, on Blu-ray, on streaming? I know there's still a good amount of people that stream as well. What did you guys check out over the weekend? Let me know. In the theaters? Maybe you went to the theaters? I actually went to the theaters this weekend. I watched a movie on physical media. I watched movies on streaming, and I watched a movie in the theaters this weekend. So I did all three. But let me know what you guys did down below in the chat. What have y'all been checking out? All right, let me ask this question as well. Can you all hear me okay? Can you hear me okay? We got 100 people in the chat. If you haven't hit the like button, hit that like button. I actually drink apple cider vinegar like pretty regularly. So yeah, I have been drinking apple cider vinegar. Yeah, because I that's like one of the best things for you. I always feel better. Like it's like a cure-all thing. When I drink that, but yeah, I have been drinking that. I didn't drink it today, but I do drink it pretty regularly. All right, let me scroll back up. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I'm thinking so. Audio is good, says Burger. Thank you so much for letting me know that. All right, let's go all the way back to the top and see what Adam Ol has to ask. What are your top 3 to 5 most deluxe premium box sets or collector's limited edition 4Ks? What are my top 3 to 5 most deluxe premium box sets or collector's limited edition 4Ks? I mean, the Never-Ending Story's got to be one. Like that's just that's an all-timer. I feel like, and I know some people were like, "Oh, it's a stupid release. So I would just spend that kind of money on it." But to me, like it was pretty justified when I got it. Like I was just super impressed with the quality, and it's up there, back there, right there. And that's just one of my favorites. One of my favorites in the collection. I would also put the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment set in there as well. I love that box set. I love the first 4 Hellraiser movies, particularly the first 2 Hellraiser movies. I love, and that was just a really cool, like special box set edition that was announced when it came out. I was super excited for it. I would also probably put the Psycho set in there as well. Love the Psycho movies. I watched the Psycho movies, rented the Psycho movies all the time when I was a kid. So when all those were announced in a nice box set on 4K, like I was elated. I was super happy about that. And I'm trying to think if there's any other ones. Like pretty much like all the stuff that Arrow does is usually pretty damn cool. Um, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's one. I mean, Waterworld, the Waterworld 4K is outstanding. Carrie, 4K set from Arrow Video is outstanding. So I mean, there's probably a lot that I could bring up. I've been bringing up Arrow a lot. I feel like there's another label that I could give some attention to. Um, I'm trying to think. Like you're talking about premium box sets. Like there's other like great 4Ks that I want to talk about. But I'm trying to think of like premium box set editions. I mean, Scream Factory doesn't have a lot of like box set 4Ks. Like they had a lot of box sets in the Blu-ray era, but not a lot of box set 4Ks. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, I could say Sidekicks. I love Sidekicks. I grew up with Sidekicks. Like Sidekicks was like my Karate Kid growing up. So when they announced that, like I was all in on that. So Sidekicks on 4K is probably up there as well. But those are the ones that are off the top of my head. We've also got Pat McCrotch here. Hey Ken, how's it going? Look forward to the live stream. Well, thank you for being here, Pat. I appreciate it. Kevin Kruger is in the house. What is going on, Kevin? He asks, "What's your opinion on the movie Sleepwalkers?" I don't have it. I don't own it, and I've never seen it. That's one that I feel like in every sale, it's just a little bit too much, and I don't bite on it. I've heard some people say it's like one of the worst Stephen King adaptations, and I've heard other people say like it's awesome. And isn't it like a cat people, like cat person werewolf type movie? But yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on Sleepwalker, so unfortunately, because I haven't seen it. We did get a super sticker from Shut Up and Play, $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. Didn't say anything. He just sent me a super sticker. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let me give you a little clip for your troubles. Let me bring out the classic. Good old Al.
She got a great ass, and you got your head all the way up it.
All the way up in it. Recently, I have been wanting to rewatch Heat. I've been wanting to rewatch like a lot of movies. Like I feel like I got to watch a lot of stuff to review and things on the channel, and I love doing that. Don't get me wrong. I like having like a lit, like a curated, like, selection of movies. I feel like the new releases that come out kind of helps me like curate movies to watch. And there's always a different variety of stuff to check out. But there's times when I'm like, damn it, I just want to go back and rewatch a bunch of stuff. And I just don't have time to do it. But yeah, Heat's definitely one I would love to rewatch pretty soon. That movie's such a masterpiece. Collector Movie Man's here. Hey, Ken, I have a question I want to ask. Are you and Michelle planning to go live at all in the future? I'm sure we will at some point, Collector Movie Man. I don't know if we have like any immediate plans. Like we're doing the podcast thing, trying to get that out every single week. We want to do some videos as well. And the podcast has basically, replaced the live stream at this point. But yeah, I'm sure we'll go live again though in the future. You're not a big fan of the podcast. I mean, I get it. You like it. I get it. The live streams are more interactive and stuff like that. You like to be able to interact in the chat. Like I said, it's just harder for us to be able to commit to a time and a place. The podcast is pretty, whenever we get a chance, we can just come down here and film it. We don't got to be at a certain place at a certain time to do that. So it's just a little bit easier for us to do that. Berger says, "Hey Ken, did you hear about The Rock being cast in Scorsese's new film? What are your thoughts?" I mean, look, when The Rock wants to be like a good actor, like he can be a good actor. Like when you remove him from like the Jungle Cruises and Red One and all the other little stupid kid things that he does, the Tooth Fairy, like he can actually like give a good performance. So I feel like with the right director, like he's gonna excel in that. So I mean, him with Scorsese, I think like if Scorsese has the right part for him, I think he could deliver a great performance. So I don't really have an issue with The Rock being in a Scorsese film, and I've seen The Rock give great performances, so I'm sure he can be great in it as well. The only question is, will he show up on time? And how many water bottles is he going to piss in on the set? And is Scorsese going to tolerate that? Those are the only questions. Burger. We got Adrian James in here. Am I a fan of the new Cat People or Cat People 1982? I've seen it. I watched it when the 4K came out, and that's got Ian McDowell in it, right? Is that the right name? Malcolm McDowell, right? Yeah. Why did I say Ian McDowell? It was fine. I don't remember loving it, but I remember thinking it was okay. That's a Paul Schrader movie. Not my favorite Paul Schrader movie. I'll say that. I love hardcore and I love American Gigolo, and yeah, that's probably a lower tier Paul Schrader movie, honestly. Really happy that you like Captain America: Brave New World, Ken. Are you planning on seeing Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four? Definitely Fantastic Four. I'm not completely sold on Thunderbolts because it's got like one of my least favorite actors and actresses in it, Florence Pugh. And it doesn't look that great, if I'm being honest. It looks like a knockoff Suicide Squad. But actually, like I was excited to see Captain America: Brave New World. I thought it looked pretty good. And that was the movie I saw in the theaters over the weekend. I took my son to go see it. Didn't get a chance to see the monkey. I do still want to see the monkey, but we saw that, and I was pleasantly surprised. It was like the first Marvel movie in a very long time that felt like an actual like movie. Like it wasn't like super like overly CGI. It didn't feel like it didn't feel like a green screen movie, even though you got the Hulk, the Red Hulk in it, and that's kind of stuff. I don't know. It felt like they took it seriously. It wasn't like overly comedic, and I liked it. I thought Captain America: Brave New World was the best Marvel movie in years. To be completely honest, I mean I like Guardians and some of the other stuff, Guardians 3, but like I don't know, I just really dug it. I thought Brave New World was a really good movie. And you know I wish we would get more of those types of movies. Honestly, like I hate the whole like it's just how big everything's gotten, how like how crazy cosmic stuff, interdimensional stuff. Like there's none of that in Captain America: Brave New World. It's just like a really solid like political, thriller type movie with Harrison Ford, Anthony Mackie. Everybody's good in it, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I mean, there's some stuff for like the Celestials, and I never saw Eternals, so that honestly like meant nothing to me. But it was cool, and they introduced some stuff like with the adamantium stuff, which clearly kind of is going to roll into Wolverine. But yeah, I thought Brave New World was good. I enjoyed it. So there you go. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, to be completely honest. What movie will win Best Picture? Um, I'm. It's tough. It's really tough at this point. Probably Anora for some reason. Like I feel like that movie's got like a lightning bolt underneath it, where it's got a rocket strapped to its back. It's just like it feels like it's gaining more momentum the closer we get to the Oscars. I was hoping for maybe like the substance to maybe squeak in there and get it. But other than Anora, I don't know what else could take it at this point. That seems to be a movie that everybody loves. I watched that movie. My wife and I talked about it on our podcast today. I didn't like Anora all that much. I didn't think it was very good. I don't know why it's getting the buzz and the praise that it's getting. I wasn't a huge fan, other than the fact that actress, what's her name, Mikey Madison, she gets f silly for like the first 45 minutes. I mean, I guess that's Oscar worthy. I don't know. I didn't think her performance was all that good. I thought she was better than like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if I'm being completely honest. Um, I think that Demi Moore should have that Oscar on lock. The fact that she's even like in talks to compete with her in that race is kind of ridiculous to me. So yeah, but I think it's going to win. I think I don't think the Brutalist will. It's got too much backlash with the AI stuff, but it might. Who knows? Let's see what's up to Mitchie and Scott. We got favorite Coppola film besides The Godfather. I would Apocalypse Now for sure. Like I think Apocalypse Now is a damn masterpiece. So it would have to be that, and then probably Bram Stoker's Dracula after that. I feel like there's some other. I mean, I love Jack with Robin Williams, but obviously that's not going to be among Francis Ford Coppola's best films. But Apocalypse Now for sure. Ken, have you and Michelle watched Wicked or Conclave yet? I have not watched Wicked. We were waiting for Wicked to hit streaming. We watched Nosferatu over the weekend when it hit Peacock. So I'm hoping that Wicked hits streaming. Because at the point I'm at now, guys, like I'm not buying like new movies that come out with 4K that come to 4K and Blu-ray immediately. New studio titles, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't buy those immediately. Like I'll wait for that to go on sale because in a couple of weeks or a couple of months, like the Fall Guy, I bought that for $30, and then I swear like a month later it was down to $15. So it's like I have no reason to buy this stuff when it comes out. I'll wait a month and then I can buy Nosferatu at probably 15 bucks on 4K and still get the slipcover. I just got Twister on 4K for $11 and the 3 for 33 sale. So I'm just waiting on the studio stuff nowadays, unless it's something that I get. I get the stuff from Warner Brothers and some stuff from Paramount to review for the channel, but I don't get stuff from Universal or Sony or Lionsgate's kind of hit or miss. Like I'll get some stuff and some stuff I won't get, but so I'm kind of just picky and choosy with some of those titles. But I tell everybody, even when I review a Warner Brothers 4K, I'm like, look, like wait a couple weeks, this will probably drop like $5 to $10, like they just always do. So there's really not a great reason to pick up a lot of these studio 4Ks and Blu-rays like on day one anymore. There's just really not. Just bought the Apocalypse Now 6 disc on eBay for $90, cheapest one I could find after it went out of print. Excited to watch though. I mean, that's a great set. That's an absolutely great set. Did you buy the Steelbook? Was it the Steelbook or the old school like box set edition? I was very lucky. Like I was on top of that when it came out. That was at Walmart's for $17 back in the day. And I got that for $17.99. Lionsgate always had great pricing. But for that set, like that was just a ridiculously good price for that set back in the day. So yeah, $90. I mean, it's a great set. I don't think it's worth $90, but if you want it, you want it. And they kind of made Apocalypse Now like so limited to get on 4K because they're always just putting out limited box sets or steel books, limited, and the new Lionsgate limited steelbook. I think it's sold out. So I hope they put out like a regular standard edition at some point. Even if it's just the final cut again on 4K, just giving people the opportunity to get it. How many tattoos do I have? I've got 5. My last tattoo that I got I was 20 when I got my last 2 tattoo. Do I regret them? I mean, not really. They're just kind of a part of me now, so I don't even really think about them that much. But I mean, they're all faded. Honestly, need to be touched up. But I got some tribal, like a tribal thing right here. I've got like a sun on my arm. I've got the rebel symbol under here for Star Wars. I've got a freaking kraken, an octopus up here, and then I've got my zodiac sign right there. That was the first one that I got because when I got my first tattoo when I was 16. My parents were Harley Davidson bikers for a little bit. For about 10 years, they got into biking and stuff, and they started getting tattoos. And then they took me to the tattoo shop and told me I could get one when I was 16. So I thought that was like the coolest thing. And I just got something real small, and I was like, I got to get something that means something to me, so I don't regret it in 50 years. So I'm like, I'm going to get my zodiac sign. And then the next time I went in there, I was just like, I got whatever looked cool on the wall. So yeah, I don't regret them though. But at the same time, it's just when I got to a certain age, I was just like, I don't need any more of these at all. Like these are fine. I don't need to cover my arms or anything like that. I mean, maybe I'll get one at some point. I am approaching 40, the same age as my parents when they started getting tattoos. So maybe I'll go through another midlife crisis. But I like to think my midlife crisis is confined to my physical media collecting. Like that's my midlife crisis. I don't need anything else other than that. Will you ever get a tattoo removed? No, I will not. I will not get anything removed. Thank you, Christian. I'm glad you think I look like a baby in the thumbnail. I do need a haircut. Like I've got a shaved head in the thumbnail, but I do need a haircut. We got low frequency here. What's up, man? What's your most anticipated 4K? God, I'm still before like when I actually went live. I'm not even to the actual 10 o'clock mark yet. Shut up and play $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. Do you think we will ever get a complete TCM box set, including all the remakes? That is a great question. Let me give you a little clip here real quick. We're going to give you some Pinhead.
We'll tear your soul apart.
I feel like that's keeping in line with the horror theme with the TCM. I don't know if we'll get a TCM set because there's so many different studios that would have to come together to make that happen. And also, you got Netflix that owns one of these movies, and they're almost impossible to work with when it comes to putting stuff out on physical media. So I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we got Dark Sky that has the first one. I think MGM has the second one. Warner Brothers has the third one because that's out through Warner Archive. I don't know who owns. Is it MGM maybe that has the Next Generation? Then you got Platinum Dunes with the remake, Lionsgate with a few of them, Leatherface and TCM 3D, and then Netflix with the newest one. There's so many different owners that would have to come together to make that box set happen. Um, I feel like maybe, I feel like maybe a very ambitious label could make it happen. Because I mean, Scream Factory made Halloween happen back in the day, and there was different studios that were involved in that, and also, Friday the 13th. But I feel like that was a little bit easier because at least like the first 8 were Paramount, and then the next ones are Warner Brothers. So they just had to really work with 2 studios to make that happen. Halloween, I feel like was a little bit more difficult. There was more ownership. There was more like different studios and stuff that owned those, almost like TCM. So I don't think that Scream Factory would be the one to do it, but I could see Arrow Video maybe making that happen at some point. But it would be cool, if they could actually make that happen. I'd be all for it, and I would be all over it. I would 100% get a Texas Chainsaw Massacre box set. There's still some in that franchise that I don't own. I don't own the Next Generation. I've been thinking about getting that Scream Factory so many times. That was the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre that I ever saw was the Next Generation, and I don't own the beginning. I don't own Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning. I've got the remake, and I saw the remake and the beginning in the theaters. And TCM 3D, I've got through the Steelbook from Lionsgate, and then I got Leatherface, the Steelbook through Lionsgate. I also think I have a regular Blu-ray of Leatherface as well, and of course the one that came on Netflix. Unless I get a bootleg copy, which I'm sure there's some of those out there, there's no way to get it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I put the odds at 40% we get it, 60% we don't get it. I think it's possible, but I also think it's going to be hard to make something like that happen. All right, let's see. Let me go all the way back up. What's my most anticipated 4K? As of right now, it's probably between Dante's Peak and Daylight. I'm so excited for both of those. So yeah, Kino Lorber is killing it for me. I'm also excited for Tommy Boy, getting to rewatch that again in 4K. Watching Uncle Buck recently on 4K, I'm like, yes, we need all the comedies on 4K. Who are these people out there that don't want comedies on 4K? You don't want to laugh in 4K. It's ridiculous to me. I want these comedies on 4K. I'm so excited to watch Tommy Boy on 4K. Hopefully it looks great. And also Black Sheep as well. But Dante's Peak and Daylight is probably like the top of my list right now. Oh, Deep Blue Sea's up there too. What's up, Don? Let's see. Just saw The Monkey today. Definitely worth a steel book. It might get one. I'd say overseas, like Long Legs did, because I think in the States it's going to get a 4K and it's going to go Blu-ray. I talk about that on the Physical Media Report tomorrow. Greg Harris, what's going on, man? What's up, Ken? Hope you had a good weekend. I did. I hope you had a good weekend as well. We got Ben Murray, Ken the Goat. I'm hardly a goat, but I appreciate it. You need some Home Alone clips when they yell Kevin, so Kevin Kruger sends 20 questions so you can play the clip. That would be kind of funny. That would be funny. Can you donate half your monthly movie budget to me? Well, half my monthly movie budget at this point isn't a ton. It's 150. So if I donate half to you, then I've only got 150 that's in my budget. I'm not going to get nearly as much as I need to be able to review and talk about it with you guys. Hey, Ken, hope all is well. Will you be reviewing Nosferatu on 4K this week? I will not, because I didn't get it. Like I said, I watched it on Peacock. I didn't get the physical. I'll get it at some point, though, because it's a Robert Eggers film. I want to own all his films. What's going on, 80s Made? How you doing, buddy? Appreciate you being here. Yo, Kenny, I got great Blu-ray, Tom and Jerry, the CinemaScope collection with DTS HD audio, and where's Sean Penn Bad Boys 4K? Nice. Or Kino Lorber's supposed to do Sean Penn's Bad Boys 4K, right? So it'll either come out next month. Either the Kino Lorber 4Ks, when they announce them, they're either going to put them out the next month or it's going to be 2 years. Like there's really no in between. Like Uncle Buck, I think it was like 2 years from when they announced it. What's up, Aaron? How you doing? Do you get rid of movies you have but know you'll never watch again? I have a problem getting them out of my collection, knowing they'll never be watched. I got a problem getting rid of stuff. I've got a pile over there. I did a video on it a few weeks ago that I'm ready to either sell off or take to a thrifting spot. But they're all like duplicates. Like there's a few in there that I don't have duplicates of that I just decided to get rid of. But most of it's duplicates, which makes it pretty easy for me to get rid of those. But I don't like getting rid of stuff, in the collection that I feel like I might watch again, even if I didn't like it the first time. I'm just very funny about that because movies change like with you over time. I feel like I don't get how somebody can be like, "Oh, I didn't like this and I'll never like it." How do you know that you'll never like it? You don't know the person you're going to be in 20 years. You don't know the person you're going to be in 5 years. So for me, like I'm always kind of like, okay, I feel that way now, but how am I going to feel in 20 years when I'm like, you know what, I want to watch this movie again that I didn't think was that great back in the day, but maybe I'll enjoy it now. That happens all the time with me. Like I constantly go back and rewatch stuff that I did not enjoy very much when it came out, and it changes, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really great. Happens all the time. So yeah, I have a tough time, but I am trying to get rid of more stuff for sure. And there's some obvious stuff in the collection. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll probably never watch that again. Like I got a movie called like Alien. What's it called? Alien Clowns and Geeks or something. I don't know what I think that's the title of it. It's like I'll never watch that. I could probably get rid of that. What's going on, Foz Rodden? Ken, better film The Green Knight or The Lighthouse? The Lighthouse. I am a huge fan of Lighthouse. I love The Lighthouse. The Green Knight was good. I like The Green Knight. But The Lighthouse is like it's up there. Like I love The Witch. The Witch to me is like a masterpiece, but The Lighthouse is like right underneath of it. Like if I were ranking Robert Eggers, like I would probably rank his movies in order, or like backwards order. Like Nosferatu would be my least favorite. I like Nosferatu, but I didn't love it. That would be number 4. The Northman would be number 3. Lighthouse 2, and then The Witch would be number 1 for sure. And that's not to say that he's getting worse as far as a filmmaker. That's just like my personal preference. Like all of his movies have a certain level of quality to them. Your next second sight 4K of your next limited edition steelbook from Lionsgate. So I've actually got that right here. I showed it off on my Instagram today. I want to do a video on this at some point. Now, from what I gather, I think that this has all the same features, including that like really long interview with Adam Wingard and Simon Barrett. I think it has all the same features as the second sight edition. So this is the perfect alternative to the second sight edition. Like, I mean, I love box sets. I would pick a box set over a steelbook. So I'm glad I got that box set. But this is like the perfect like US domestic alternative to getting your next on 4K, because it has all the second sight features in it. 2024 audio commentary, like yeah, it's got the second sight stuff. It's got all that. So it was really cool that they were able to, I guess, work with second sight to get all these features to put them on the Lionsgate release. So yeah, I mean, and it's a nice steelbook. And somebody told me, let me try this real quick while I'm live. Somebody told me that if you flip this around, it I don't want to spoil it, but it reveals the killers of the movie. Like the killers don't have their faces covered in blood by Your Next. And I'm not going to zoom in because I don't want you guys to know if you haven't seen it. But that's pretty damn cool. Like somebody told me that in my post that I put out today. So that's pretty cool. Like Lionsgate's always doing like really creative stuff like that with their steelbooks. Like they do stuff with their steelbooks that nobody else does out there. Now, again, it's pricey. I'll talk about that when I do the video. It's $40 to get that steelbook. And I get it. Like to go from us paying $20 for a Lionsgate steelbook 2 years ago to 40, it's a tough pill to swallow. Like I get that 100%. But at the same time, like that is a really quality steelbook compared to a lot of studio steelbooks. And also that particular release has all those second sight features. And the second sight edition was like $50 when it came out. So to me, that release is worth it. But I get how, some people would not think it was worth it, just based on what we were paying a couple of years ago. We got R6 cover tops here. So how's it been, Ken? What's going on, man? It's been good. What up, Ken Level, says Patrick Williams. What's going on, Patrick? Ken, thank you for your content. Please see the Assassination of Jesse James. God, I want to watch that so bad. Like I've been in such a Western mood. My Western mood is just growing by the day, to the point where I'm like, I just want to make this channel like a Western channel. And I just talk about Westerns all the time because I love them so much. And that is one that I need to go ahead and buy that Blu-ray. But the second I buy the Blu-ray, it's going to get announced for 4K. But I just got another Anthony Mann movie in, The Far Country, which was an Arrow Video release, which was cool. It was a cool excuse for me to add another Arrow Video to the collection. So I'm looking to check that out pretty soon. But I've been busy trying to watch the new releases and stuff, guys. I got my review for Humanoids from the Deep came out today on 4K. I've got Uncle Buck on 4K coming soon. I finished Amadeus on 4K this morning, so hoping to review that this week. Also, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Arrow Video Edition. I want to get a video on that out because there's supposedly issues with it. So I want to really dig into it and discover what the issues are to let you guys know about it. And then, of course, the You're Next and the Third Man 4K Steelbooks. Like that's on the agenda, leading us into the end of February. And then I just got Don't Torture a Duckling on 4K from Arrow Video. So I need to check this one out pretty soon. Let me take a drink, guys. But yeah, thank you, Jeff. Let's see. What's up, Ben? Good to see you, man. Yeah, it's good to be back. The Order is excellent. Just take. I already read that. Do you think Django will get a 4K soon? I think that Lionsgate will announce Django sometime in the fall. I feel like they'll announce it sometime in the fall. I think they'll space out their Quentin releases. I think we'll get the Hateful Eight and Django maybe September, October. That's just my guess. Maybe it'll come in the spring. Maybe it'll come earlier than expected. But Lionsgate Limited will most certainly be putting those out. I can almost like 100% guarantee it. I'm pretty sure they've said it before. They've got those and they're putting them out. What's the worst Eddie Murphy movie? Says Kevin. Pluto Nash. That's just the one that popped into my head. That's a pretty awful movie. Or Norbit's. But Norbit's kind of funny, but it's terrible. Audio is good, says Burger. Ken, what was your favorite major video store chain? Blockbuster, Family Video, Hollywood Video, or Movie Gallery? Movie Gallery and Hollywood Video are the two that I went to the most often in my late teen years and like early adult years. I didn't go to Blockbuster until like right before like Redbox came out and just destroyed Blockbuster. Because the house that I moved into when I bought my first house had a Blockbuster like right up the road, so it was really close. And before that, I went to Hollywood Video and I went to Movie Gallery. Like those were the closest to me back in the day. I loved Hollywood Video. Like to me, I just loved the feel of that store when I walked into it. Movie Gallery is a lot smaller of a place. I feel like their selection was a little bit more niche. But the video store that I went to, like when I was a kid, that was in my hometown, was called McZee's. I don't know if that was like a chain thing or not, because they did like ice and other stuff. But I went to that a lot, and that was a family owned and operated like rental store in my hometown, small town in Kentucky when I was a kid. So that's the one I grew up in. So yeah, but I miss those days. Like that's what we're doing right now, guys. Like this is why we're so insane about collecting physical media and just buying all these movies. We're creating a video rental experience in our own house. Like we miss the video store so much. It's like a lot of us, like when we're blind buying stuff, we're just buying all this physical media. And I know there's some people out there. It's like, why do you buy all that? You're not going to watch all that immediately. It's like I don't need to buy it immediately. Like, or I don't need to watch it immediately. I just need to know it's back there so I can browse my own collection. It's like having my own video store. I didn't watch every movie in the video store, but it was cool to be able to browse the shelves and be able to choose and select different titles. But that's what we're doing nowadays, guys. I saw Moonfall. I loved it. Moonfall was dumb fun. I liked it better than some of Roland Emmerich's other films. I saw The Gorge on Apple. I liked it. My wife and I watched that last night. Actually, it was an okay movie. It was just like all over the place though. Like it was like balancing so many genres at the same time. Jeff, I've yet to see The Order. Heard good things about it. Hey Ken, what's up? What's up, Antonis? You think we're getting Hateful Eight? Yes, I think we're getting it this year. Watched all the John Wicks for the first time. Not only 4K was awesome. Damn, yeah, John Wick 2 is awesome. They're all awesome. Or at least the 3 is awesome. I still have not watched the 4 yet, but yeah, John Wick's incredible. The second one is really cool. The second one's got the best like villains, I feel like. Really good villains in the second one. Watch the most random movie in your collection, starting with Bully set you got from Umbrella. Just watch it, do something spontaneous. I do that all the time. Sometimes I will go back there and just pick something random off the shelf to watch, but I need to do that more often and make videos about it because I don't always make a video about it. Let's see. What is your view of the Broccoli family getting creative rights to James Bond? Honestly, I don't have like a strong opinion of James Bond. I like the Brosnan Bond films. Other than that, I don't really care about James Bond too much. To me, it's like, okay, they're giving it to Amazon MGM, and now they're probably going to franchise it to death. They're going to have spin-offs. They're going to have TV series and all that kind of stuff. I could care less. That's what everybody does nowadays. They did it to Star Wars. They're doing it to Marvel. Everything's a franchise. Everything turns into a TV show. I don't really care. I mean, I think that you could create a really good TV show with James Bond. I think it could work. I don't think they should, do like 5 James Bond movies a year or anything like that. But I mean, you got to hand over the reins eventually to somebody. So, and I think Amazon had the rights to it anyway. So it just makes sense. It's all content, guys. It's all content for us to enjoy or bitch about. But to me, like, I don't really care about James Bond. Like, if they said they're going to bring James Bond back or Pierce Brosnan back to play Bond again in a movie, if Amazon was going to do that, I would be excited for that. But that's pretty much it. Like, that's all that would get my blood pumping for James Bond at this point. I haven't seen The Monkey yet, Antonis. No, hoping to at some point soon. What's up, Magic Hands? Turned 30 last Sunday. I saw Captain America 4 and bought as many physical copies as possible. Of Captain America 4, they already got physical copies of that? Dimension? Let's see. You just watched Dumb and Dumber for the first time. It's pretty good, but really funny because first Jeff Daniels movie I saw was Gettysburg. That is pretty funny. Yeah, Gettysburg's a very serious movie. Yeah, Jeff Daniels, honestly, like, he just makes that movie. Like, I love Jim Carrey in it. He's great, but Jeff Daniels is like so good in that. And I think he's so good because he did not play he did not do comedic performances like that all the time up until that point. So, and like, since he really hasn't done a ton of comedic performances, like, but he was so good at it, like, in that movie. So to me, like, that's Jeff Daniels like movie. As much as I love Jim Carrey, that's why that movie is not like in my top 5 Jim Carrey movies, because I don't really consider Dumb and Dumber like a real Jim Carrey movie, because Jeff Daniels, I feel like, just pulls so much of the weight in that. What's the number one determining factor in pricing on 4K Blu-rays? It's crazy to me how many titles you can find for $12, $14. Yet some you're lucky to find for under 30. It has to do with the studio. It has to do with the boutique label. A lot of the studios, like, those are the ones you'll see at 12 to 14. You're not going to see a lot of boutiques go down to the $12 to $14 range. You're going to see the studio stuff go down to that much because they'll put it out. They'll release a certain number of copies. And like I said, guys, I think a lot more people are wise to the fact that these studio titles come out at a high price and then they're lowered. So I think they put all these studio 4Ks out and then they see that not enough people bought it. And then they have to lower it down in price to sell off all these titles. So I think that's why you see studio 4Ks drop down lower quicker, because they're printing so many copies. They're not as good as the boutique labels are at figuring out like what the demand for the specific title is and printing just enough titles for that specific demand for that specific movie. Like, I feel like the studios don't really like get into that. They just put like a certain number out, and if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, then it's going to go down in price a lot within the first couple of weeks. But yeah, it just depends. It depends on like what kind of edition it is. Like, is it got like a bunch of special features? Is it a box set? Is it a steel book? There's multiple factors at play here. But yeah, it just comes down to the studio at the end of the day. You don't see Disney 4Ks go down to $12 to $14 too much. You don't see Sony 4Ks go down that much. But Warner Brothers all the time, Paramount all the time. So yeah. Do you have any Becca figures? I do not. Is it you? Was that NECA figures, not Becca figures? I do have NECA figures. I've got like 5. I used to buy them at Target back in the day. Showed my wife Good Will Hunting for the first time. She really enjoyed it. I love Good Will Hunting. My wife has still never seen Good Will Hunting. And I told her, like, I swear to God, I recommend that movie. We need to watch it like every weekend. Because I know she would love it. But Lords of Flatbush, it was okay. I actually saw that at a thrift spot like for $12 a couple of weeks ago. I almost bought it because it's still $25 on Amazon. I think that's the only Blu-ray that they released. That was the first Blu-ray they put out. It was already $12.49 at a thrift store. So yeah, I almost got it. Watch Halloween 2, 2009. God, I'm like a half hour behind in the chat, guys. I am sorry. I got to speed up. What's up, Eli? How you doing, buddy? I'm gonna try, man. I'm really gonna try. I want to get something before the end of the year. There's a lot of things I want to do before the end of the year. But it's definitely on my mind. It's on my radar in a way that it wasn't a year ago. So I'm gonna try to get that full setup. I mean, I'm happy with my soundbar, my subwoofer. It works for me right now, but I know I'm missing out on stuff. I know I'm missing out. I am really hoping with get Fletch 4K box set. It could happen. It could happen. Um, Ryan Hill says, "Do I own a gun?" I do own a gun. Actually, I've got one gun. I've recently started collecting 4Ks. Have a great TV, LG OLED C3, and using Panasonic 4K player. The only thing I'm missing is the sound side of things. What's the best for a lowish budget? See that I can't answer, Ben, because I'm not like super into the sound stuff. I've got a sound bar. It's a pretty good sound bar. I mean, I've got all that stuff linked down below. If you want links to it, I got my subwoofer and sound bar linked down below. But I imagine you wanted me to give you a more like legit setup. The only guns Ken's own are on his arms. Oh, I did work out today, guys. I lifted a few weights like this for like 2 minutes, and then I got tired and I had to lay down again. That's how that happened. We got the dude who loves movies in here with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Cody. What's up, everyone? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Also, Kenny, you are the man. Keep on being you. Thank you so much, Cody. You're the best. Cody is the best person ever of all time. Like if you're ranking people that have been in existence on this earth, Cody's number one. He wins. He wins.
It's coming! It's headed right for us!
I'll give you a little dusty for your trouble, Cody. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Let's see. What's a box set that's way too expensive that you got before it got expensive? See, that's a tough one to answer too. I got the Dawn of the Dead set. I mean, that's going for what, like $300 or something right now. I've got the Exorcist Bible edition. I feel like the last time I looked at that was like going for $1,000 or something. But the big one, I just thought of it, is the Columbia Classics Volume 1 4K set. I bought that in 2020. I think it came out in June, and I bought it for like 120, 130 bucks. And I was like, oh my God, this is a lot of money to spend. Right after it did, it went out of print, and it's going for, I think last time I looked, it was like $1,600 I was going for. But yeah, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate that so much. Kim, would you rather hang out in a nightclub from the Terminator or the one from Fright Night? Probably Fright Night. The one at Fright Night didn't get shot up, I don't think. Let's see. That would be a good one. That would be a good one. Probably Tuesday, probably Uncle Buck. Let's see. My daughter will watch some from time to time. I'm trying to get my son into them. I showed him Friday the 13th, Jason Lives earlier this year, but neither one's like super into movies in general. So I got work to do. Thank you for keeping your channel clean. I can always watch your content around my 6-year-old. I try to. I don't like actively, I guess, try to, but I'm glad that it comes across mostly clean. I do try to watch my mouth though, from time to time, but I feel like I let stuff slip either. I mean, you got the Gridiron Gang, Walking Tall back in the day was a good dramatic performance from him. The remake, Faster. And there's been some for sure. And he's got an A24 movie coming out. Isn't it directed by the Safdie brothers? I feel like it's directed by the Safdie brothers with Emily Blunt. Let's see. All right, guys, I got to skip ahead some. What's going on, Gus? I'm glad to see some people that like Captain America 4 because I feel like that movie. Why does that have a 49%? Why does that movie have a 49%? I feel like critics have lost all touch with like. Again, I know movies are subjective, but what's a good movie? Like what? How are you giving that a freaking 49%? And I feel like didn't the Marvels have like an 80 or something? Like it's ridiculous. I don't know. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. For me to enjoy a Marvel film in 2025 after all the shit they put out, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't eat fast food like maybe I don't even eat it once a week, Kim. You know, you would think looking at my body, I probably indulge in fast food like every single day. But I don't. Like I try to eat pretty good like most of the time. Let's see. Best picture winner will be the dumbest one of all, like always. Well, that would be Amelia Perez. I don't think that's gonna get best picture. My wife and I were watching the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which is on Netflix, right before I came down here. And every single person on that show was drunk. Like every time somebody would come up to present, they would always say, "Oh, and the winner, the actor goes to." They would say actor instead of award, and like three people did that in a row. It was almost to a point where it's like, "Are you guys like joking? Are you like messing with the audience?" But it was ridiculous. Um, Let's see. I'm sure I have. I don't have any like examples off the top of my head. Captain America: Brave New World got some strong negative vibes from social media in general. But yeah, people are dumb. Like it's a good movie. It should have got praise. Like it was a good movie. I liked it. Um, let's see. Yeah, probably. Probably. Don't get me wrong, like I like sex and drugs and movies like that, but to me that movie just didn't I didn't know what I was supposed to get out of it. I just didn't I wasn't I got nothing from it. Like literally nothing from it. Like Sean Baker's other films I get stuff from. Florida Project I love. Red Rocket I really liked as well. But I got nothing from Anora. Like I'm like what is this? Is this supposed to be a drama? Is this supposed to be a comedy? Like what's going on here? Um I haven't watched The Apprentice. I do really want to watch The Apprentice. That is not on a streaming service yet. It's available to rent. I think I almost rented it last week because we rented Anora for $5.99. And I'm glad I did because if I didn't, I would have bought the 4K. And I'm glad I rented it for $5.99 versus buying the 4K because I will not get that criterion because again, I just wasn't a big fan of the movie. But The Apprentice is available to rent. I hope it comes on a streaming service because the other film the other film that Sebastian Stan did, which was called A Different Man, that I think that's on Max. I thought that was probably one of my favorite movies that came out in 2024. I thought that movie was great. And that's one that not a lot of people are talking about. That was just a really like weird, surreal, out there experience. But he was freaking great in that movie. Yeah, I'm excited to watch The Apprentice. I definitely want to check it out for sure. I don't know who else like who's up for best actor. Like I can't remember. Um, let's see. I haven't heard anything on Mimic, no, other than the last time we got an announcement. All right. Let's see. I did not order Azrael. I'm supposed to be getting Azrael from Umbrella. I might actually have it because I think I have the February releases in that box over there. Let's see. The Monkey was pretty great. Recommended. Nice. Now that Fantastic Four is coming out, I ordered the one starring Jessica Alba on DVD. I like those. Well, I at least like the first one back in the day. I like the first Fantastic Four from 2005. I remember thinking that the Silver Surfer wasn't that great when it came out, but I like the 2005 one. What's going on, Frankie? How you doing, buddy? Uh, oh, you got it on bootleg. Nice, Kevin. Ain't nothing wrong with little bootlegs. Is it me or does he sound a little canned? None your business. What's canned mean? Do I sound like I'm in a can? I could. Maybe my mic isn't working. Still waiting for Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Dead Alive on 4K. Hopefully we get those soon. The only Brave New World I need is Iron Maiden song. Nice. Total Meltdown. Nice. I like that. Kenny got PS5. Well, now you guys are talking about my mic, so I guess I don't sound good. All right, what's going on? I mean, I'm plugged in. I don't know what to do at this point, guys. This mic is it's the bane of my existence. It's like it can be plugged in, everything's working correctly, seems like it is. And for some reason, my computer just switches everything. I mean, it says that I should be coming out. of the microphone. What about now? Is it any better now? Is it too loud now? I don't know. I have no idea, guys. All I can tell you is I try, and it's the best I can do. Let me see. Let me scroll all the way down. Thank y'all so much for being here. We got 249 people in the chat tonight. I appreciate it. Did it change any when I did anything? Yeah, for most people will say it sounds good, but I know what they're talking about when I sound like I'm underwater. It's not good. It doesn't sound good. I think the point of Anora is how we mistreat sex workers and service jobs in general. The wealthy will come out on top, and anyone lesser will always struggle. Not my favorite Sean Baker, but I loved it. Yeah, I get that. It's just I don't. I don't know. I just didn't. I get what Sean Baker does. He's just presenting like characters to you and like real life situations that feel real. But for me, Anora didn't feel that way. It felt like they were trying to make like almost a buddy cop comedy in some portion. The tone was just like too off for me to really enjoy. But I mean, I get it. Let's see. Let me go all the way back up. You guys really want me to buy that? You really want me to buy the assassination of Jesse James? I need to. Let's see. Hey, dude, just want to say I love the channel. Recently found you and appreciate what you do. Love the grind you pumping out videos. Cheers you. Well, thank you, Chino, for checking out the channel and enjoying it. I appreciate that. Thanks for the Galaxy of Terror Humanoids from the deep reviews. Love both movies. The next sale, they are must buys for me. Nice, Dave. Nice. Favorite Wes Bentley movie? I can't even think of a Wes Bentley movie. I mean, he's in like Wes Anderson stuff a lot, right? But Wes Bentley like is a TV actor to me. Like he was on American Horror Story, and me and my wife have been watching Yellowstone recently, and he's the one of the brothers in that show. So I can't think of a Wes Bentley movie off the top of my head. I feel like I know him mostly from TV. A lot of videos, a little more than the average person. Yep. The Batman sucked. I didn't love it. I felt like after the Batmobile sequence, it kind of went downhill for me a little bit. Let's see. Are you on Tiger Bug like Charlie Sheen? You just keep going and going and going. Yeah, no, I'm not. I just I pay the price for it. I feel like I'll probably live 20 years less than normal people will because of it. I've always just pushed myself very hard. Have you gotten the Umbrella Terrifiers? No, I haven't got it yet. I don't know if I don't even know if they're going to send it to me at this point. A's and I used to go to my Pick a Flick up in upstate. I feel like we had a Pick Flick here somewhere. That sounds familiar. No, we had a Pick Pack. That was like a general store. They had best, most obscure selection in my town. That would be nice. Even though the Blu-ray from Criterion looks really good, it does look really good. Batman is not Kurt Cobain. Yeah, that was so weird. I don't have anything to keep track of it yet. I need to get something. Yeah, I need to check it out. Pick Flick. Yeah, it is. It was too long. There's no reason for that to be 3 hours. No reason for that to be 3 hours. Let's see. Everybody's talking about the Batman. I didn't even bring up the Batman. I think I should have those linked down below, Tom. They should be linked down below. My shelves should be linked in the description under my equipment. Let's see. I mean, it might be $48.95 now, but it'll go down in price. I'm sure like $35 by the time it comes out. So yeah, that won't last. Nobody's gonna buy that. Let's see. I think Arrow Video. What's up, 4K Media Guy? By the way, I think Arrow Video's got a good shot of putting that one out. I think Warner Brothers owns that, right? I think Arrow Video, but I would like to see Scream Factory do it. I feel like that'd be a big win for Scream Factory to get that and put it out. But either way, it'd probably be a good quality 4K. Kevin says it's so crazy that potentially we can get the Mask and Dumb and Dumber, which is New Line, which is ultimately WB. Yeah, we should get both those on 4K. They should be putting those out on 4K pronto, or at least licensing them out. Those would be good 4Ks from Shout. Like Shout Factory could do those in 4K. Or Kino. I mean, give them to Kino. Let's see. We got Blockbuster box sets in the house. What's going on, man? $5 super chat. If you guys are looking for some custom box sets, go check out Blockbuster box set. He does good work over there. Thank you so much. Listening to your stream on my drive home from work. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Let's see. Danny CJ80 says, "Hey Ken, just received my copies of Sea of Love and Ghost of Mars. They both look excellent. I need to get Sea of Love. I have to backtrack and get some Kino stuff like April Fool's Day 4K. I need that one too. I'm really excited about the March Kino slate. You got The General's Daughter on 4K, Daylight on 4K, and Black Sheep on 4K. So next month's going to be a banging month for Kino Lorber. What's going on, Jordo? Let's see. Oh, I went all the way down to answer that. Favorite movie ever? Mine is Shawshank Redemption. I got to redo my top 50. Last time I did it was way back in the day, probably like 2018, 2019. I did it on Instagram. It was Empire Strikes Back. I mean, that's always been a big movie for me. I grew up being a huge Star Wars fan. I haven't watched Empire Strikes Back in probably 10 years. I think the last time I rewatched the original trilogy was right before The Force Awakens came out. And after the Rise of Skywalker came out, I lost all love and taste for anything Star Wars, and I haven't been watching anything Star Wars since then. But also Back to the Future, E.T., like those are all big movies for me. But Shawshank Redemption, I love Shawshank Redemption. I would pick Green Mile every day over Shawshank. I think Green Mile, it just gives you that little extra to it. Like I just think that movie's a masterpiece. Let's see. Yeah, it could be by now. I just know the last time I looked, and it all just depends on what you see first when you type it in. Like I just looked Exorcist Bible Edition, and I swear it was like at least like 500 or 600 or something. Maybe it wasn't 1,000. But it was some like ridiculous price. It does come out. The Smash It Machine. Yeah, I think it is the one with the rock. Yeah. What's your favorite dessert, like sweet food to eat while watching movies? I eat a lot of cereal when I'm watching movies, so I don't eat like a ton of sweets and desserts or anything, candy. But yeah, I'd say probably cereal. And I eat like frosted mini wheats. Like I said, I always eat like pretty healthy stuff. Granola. I mean, I'll eat some granola from time to time. My big like vice is chips and salsa. It's not just critics. It feels like half moviegoers go and look for find reasons to hate movies they watch. It does feel that way. And then like on the flip side, they'll overly praise something because I feel like I don't know, people just like ride the wave of like what the general consensus is, and not a lot of people can like judge something for themselves anymore. It's always like, oh, well, this is a movie I'm supposed to like, so I better get on here and tell everybody I like it. I don't know. I thought it was good. Doo favorably reviewed the new Amy Schumer. Manuel, did you watch the new Amy Schumer movie on Netflix, Kind of Pregnant? First off, I didn't love the movie, but I thought that that movie was perfectly enjoyable for a streaming comedy. And when you're talking about movies, this is where we get the word nuance and film discussion and talk. You rate movies, you talk about movies in context of what they are and what they aim to achieve as films. So just because I said Amy Schumer was good for what it was, a Netflix streaming comedy. And I said Anora was just not my cup of tea. Like Anora's is supposed to be a much more like prestige film, that is just supposed to be that extra. Like it's supposed to be up there. Like it's much more hyped than a movie like Kind of Pregnant. So it's all about like what the movie is, what it's trying to achieve. Does it deliver that for you? And it's all subjective, at the end of the day. So yes, I honestly like Captain America: Brave New World is probably the best movie of 2025 for me. At this point in time, I think it's the best. Because what have I seen this year? Wolfman, Companion, um, Kinda Pregnant, The Gorge beats all those. So Captain America: Brave New World is the best movie of 2025, in my opinion. Uh, let's see. The Django will get a 4K before those other two. I think Fox, I think Disney has Oh Brother Where Art Thou. Sling Blade, I don't know who has Sling Blade. I feel like Warner Brothers has Sling Blade. It's possible we could get Sling Blade. I hope somebody puts that out. Django will come out this year though. I think that's the next one to get it. My caps button is locked. Oh, you're talking to the guy that commented. Um, yeah, I mean, I love Jeremy Strong from Succession. Like that's one of my favorite shows. Oh, Brother, Where Art Thou will look awesome. I would love to see that in 4K. Well, I removed about 100 titles, so I've actually got a little bit more space right now. I got everything off the floor, and then I've got some stuff that I need to get rid of. So I've got a little space to last me until I get the inevitable new shelf. Um, oh, Joyride was good. Yeah, I need to grab that at some point maybe. I was disappointed it wasn't the Joyride from 2001 uh, with Paul Walker, because the movie was meh. At Captain America 4, Red Hulk ruined. I liked all that stuff, man. I thought they handled it really well. I liked Harrison Ford in it a lot. I thought he was really good. Uh, is there a 4K of Azrael? Yeah, I don't need to see the other director's films after watching that. Yeah, I watched The Gorge over the weekend. I liked it. It was okay. Let's see. I read a post saying Cinema Museum is going under without fulfilling any more orders, still accepting pre-orders. Damn, yeah, don't order anything from those guys. I've heard horror stories about that place. Yeah, they'll accept your money for a pre-order and then release the release like 3 years later or something. Um, I mean, I don't think Anora. I think there's a little bit more cinematic value to Anora than a 4 out of a 10. I would give it a 6 out of a 10, probably maybe a 5 out of a 10. Um, but Amelia Perez, probably a 3 or a 4 for that one for sure. Uh, not a fan of that one. I think it's okay. I like It's Halloween too. Okay. Yeah, it was like here's my take on the Gorge. I don't want to spoil the movie, so maybe I shouldn't say this, but there's like a whole part of that movie that feels so out of place. And if they just wouldn't have had it in there, if they would have left a little bit more to the imagination as far as like what's in the Gorge, I think it would have been a stronger movie and just focused more on the relationship between Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. I think it would have been a stronger movie. It gets like so it loses all focus when this like big thing happens like an hour into the movie. Um, and then they resume like the normal movie after that. But everything in the middle is like so fantastical and just almost ridiculous. And I don't know. It lost me with that stuff. But I was digging it before that. Yeah, let's see. Oh, nice, nice. I wish I was off Mondays. I am not. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to get out of here soon. I can't stay on here all night. 227 people in here though, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. I'll give away a digital code here shortly. I'm gonna give away your next probably. If you guys want it. They gotta put that out. I mean, they have to. Like the four I think that was on Warner Brothers list to put out at some point. Yeah, it probably is. I mean, it gets that way from time to time. It just, for some reason, I'll plug it in and it doesn't register that it's plugged in. Um, what's the most off the wall bonkers comedy you've seen, Kim? Um, I don't know. I honestly don't know off the top of my head. I've seen a lot of bonkers comedies in my day, but I can't think of one that's just like so bonkers, you know. Do you guys have any examples? Maybe you could jog my memory. I actually haven't purchased anything from Deaf Crocodile. Um, I have not. I need to at some point. I need to. Yeah, we need a 4K Minority Report like stat. Yeah, they're both good 4Ks, both of them. I loved Anora. We paired it with Heretic. Heretic, I thought was great. I loved Heretic. Um, let's see. Jeff Carlin says my microphone is functioning without issues. We'll see. I'll play it back. I'll notice immediately if it's not good. Holland wants me to buy the Assassination of Jesse James. I will, Holland. I will do it. P2 is one of my favorites. A 4K that would be killer. I mean, that doesn't even have a Blu-ray. I'm pretty sure. He was in P2. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know his. I don't see it because at that point, like, I feel like I probably hadn't seen him in much stuff. But yeah, he's got to be in something else other than that, right? Favorite sports movie is A League of Their Own. Is definitely up there. Probably my favorite. Um, I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. I mean, most of the time, like the baseball movies are like the best. Um, I'm blanking. A League of Their Own is definitely my favorite, but I know there's some other great ones that I can't think of off the top of my head. Major League is a great comedy. Angels in the Outfield, Rookie of the Year. Like I grew up with both of those. All baseball. The Mighty Ducks. I love the Mighty Ducks. Let's see. Hey Ken, always enjoying the content. Thanks. Well, thank you, eCinema. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate that, Script Boy. As a fellow Surf Ninjas fan, what do you think is a chance? Speaking of Surf Ninjas, I got a video where I might be talking about Surf Ninjas coming pretty soon. I think there's a decent chance. I feel like that would be the best Vinegar Syndrome VSU edition. Like that would just like they got to try to get that out. What's up, Smirk? But yeah, I had the Sega Game Gear back in the day, so I don't remember if I got the Game Gear after I saw the movie or if it was before. But I remember watching the movie while I was playing my Game Gear back in the day. 4K of Eden Lake. I still need to watch Eden Lake. That has the doesn't that have the girl from Yellowstone in it too? The daughter. Um, what's up, Wave? Hope you're having a great week too. Hope everybody has a great start to their week tomorrow, Monday, whether you're working or you're off or whatever. I used to be off on Mondays. That was a great time in my life. Wake up, prep the physical media report, film it. Yeah, good stuff. Ken, is there any points of bands, musical artists putting out physical media collections of their music videos like they used to in the 80s, 90s? Now it's all on YouTube. I mean, you could say that about movies too. I mean, it's all in, like it's nothing that I personally would want to buy. I've never been like a concert, you know, a film concert buyer anyway. Like my dad used to have a lot of concerts on DVD back in the day. I've never like bought that kind of stuff before. Now I know there's more like traditional like movie concert movies, like the Stop Making Sense movie. But just to buy like a concert on Blu-ray or DVD or 4K, like I have no interest in that. But I mean, you can watch movies on YouTube, and those movies can be on physical. You know, people will still want to buy the physical, so it's all in what you like and enjoy, I guess. Whether or not it'd be worth it to you. Let's see. Um, I don't know. I feel like to get those on 4K, because they're owned by Disney, I feel like we would need another Die Hard movie or TV show or something, which Disney will probably bring that back at some point. But we need something like to trigger Disney to put those out in order to get them. That's what I think. So I don't see that in the immediate future, but I could be wrong. Now, if Disney would ever just open up their vaults to boutique labels and other people to take their stuff and put it out, which I think they're all just like chomping at the bit for at this point. Everybody's putting out these titles. It feels like people are scraping. Some labels are scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like we're still getting great stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it feels like we're nearing the end, and it's like they don't have a lot left besides like all the stuff that's in the Disney vault, Fox, and Hollywood Pictures and Touchstone. So if they open that up, like we would have another like 3 or 4 years of like mind blowing, strong physical releases if Disney would just open up those vaults. But they suck and they'll never do it. Yeah, the OLED it's worth it. That's what made me appreciate 4K. I did not appreciate 4K like I should before I got my OLED. Now it's like, oh, I see. I see why this is so great. Um, I can't do definitive top 10 films. It's hard, man. It's so hard. It's so hard to do that. Top 50, like it's like if you're in my top 50 films, like you're just a movie that I love like more than anything. To be in top because there's so many movies I love. I don't even know if I could fit them all into a top 50. So if you're in the top 50, like you got to have like some kind of strong like personal connection to me and my childhood or it has to be a movie I've watched like so many times and just something that's so like connected and a part of me. Like that's how you get into my top 50. But yeah, it would be extremely hard to do a top 50 because there's movies I watched recently in the past 5 years for the first time that I've fallen in love with, and I love them so much. But I don't even know if I could get those in my top 50 because it's like I feel like nostalgia has to play a role in like what goes into your top 50. It has to stand some kind of a test of time to get in there. Thank you, Rod. Sorry. Thank you for being here. I can do a live stream, but if nobody shows up, there's not going to be a point to do it. So, like without you guys, there's no point in me being here. So, thank you all for being here. Let's see. The Little Mermaid was the first movie I watched in the theaters. After that, I remember Hook and Batman Returns, seeing both of those in the theaters. What's going on, Jake? Steelbook Obsessed. I'm trying to watch 50 foreign films this year. What are some of your favorites that I can add to the list? I feel like I'm doing pretty good on foreign films in 2025 because my wife and I have watched like 5 or 6 Japanese and Korean films. And I've watched some Italian stuff by myself. And yeah, so I feel like I can maybe accomplish 50 foreign films this year. I'm trying to think, Jake, because I'm not proficient in foreign films either, so I can only give you stuff that I've watched recently. But I highly recommend the movie Sleep. I think that is a South Korean film, and it's on Hulu. I think it has a Blu-ray also. I think I got a Blu-ray recently for like 14, 15 bucks. But it was a pretty good thriller. A pretty good, like I would say that kind of goes into horror territory in some parts. But that was a good one. That was a mind bender. Like that was one that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit. So yeah, Sleep. I highly recommend it. Check that one out on Hulu. That's a top recommendation. That's a newer film too. It came out in like 2023 or something. Brave New World screams, D.I. woke crap. Mike, you sound like a soundbite, man. It's like form your own opinions. You don't have to take everybody else's opinion out there. Like you can form your own like mindset on like reality and the world. You don't have to listen to just like regurgitated stuff from the media and all the other talking heads that are out there because everybody's saying a bunch of shit, like on both sides of the aisle. I choose to just block it all out and just look at what's happening and form my own opinions. Um, but I don't get how like Falcon's been in the MCU since like 2014. So it's like there's precedent for him to be there in that movie. He didn't come out of nowhere. So I think that's a completely ridiculous statement to make. Check out A Profit, Steelbook Obsessed. So I guess I need to sell a kidney, says Colin the dog from Spaced. You might to get a TV. I haven't seen Hard Eyes yet. I haven't seen Hard Eyes. Is that the one with what's her name in it? Anna Faris? That the partner label put out? Yeah, I might get that at some point. Oh, Paramount should put that out. Why doesn't Paramount put it? They should do a nice steel book of Sling Blade. You know, you could have Billy Bob Thornton on the front, and on the back, you could have a biscuit with some mustard. Perfect. That's perfect. Biscuit. I used to eat. After I saw Sling Blade, like I wanted to try biscuits and mustard. I remember, I don't know, I can't remember like who I made like make me a biscuit and give me some mustard. I forget. It might have been my sister or maybe my mom, but I had to try it. And I liked it. But I think that was the only time I ever ate a biscuit and mustard. Yeah, Sling Blade's one of my favorites. A orange is excellent soft core corn. You guys are getting weird in the comment section. I think it's time for me to go. Minority Report has the potential of looking so good on 4K. It does. I love Minority Report. Biodome's a good pick. Warriors, my favorite sports movie. That's up there too. That's a great movie. Also, I mean, Rocky. Like if you, that's a sports movie, so that's probably my favorite. Probably, I mean, Rocky would probably be above A League of Their Own. But if you're talking about like traditional like team sports movies, A League of Their Own. Let's see. Ken, now that you've seen Wolfman, what is your most anticipated movie in 2025 at this point? Mine is PTA's new movie. Heard it's a blend of Jonathan Demme and Repo Man. What is PTA doing? PTA's new movie's not even on my radar. I don't even know what my anticipated movie right now is, man. I'll be honest. I have to look at the slate of what's coming out. I know there's a lot of comic book stuff, but I feel like one of my favorite directors has directed a movie that I'm just not aware of. I'm excited for Adam Wingard's movie. I don't know if it's coming out this year, but I know he's working with A24. And what's the movie called? Is it called like Onslaught or something? Let me look it up. I'm excited for that one though, because he's been in like the studio, like big blockbuster system for a while, and I'm excited to get him to get back into more independent filmmaking. Let me see. Onslaught. Yep, it's called Onslaught. Yeah, I think it's an A24 film. I could be mistaken, but it's got Dan Stevens in it. So yeah, I'm excited for that. Who's the Proud Boys snowboarders? Wes Bentley is creepy in American Beauty, which was intentional. Oh yeah, he was in American Beauty. Yeah. My bag. It is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and so is his bag. What's up, Ken? The Fan has a great sports movie. I still need to watch The Fan. I got that on Blu-ray over there. But what's up, Captain Whore? I have P2 on Blu-ray. It's a European release. We need it. If there's one movie we need on 4K, it's Mac and Me, for sure. With the alternate ending where the kid gets shot. We need to see that on 4K. What was the last library 4K you watched from your collection? Library 4K? The last 4K I watched was Amadeus. What's up, Brian Elders? What's the most annoying part of running a YouTube channel? I want to say this without sounding disrespectful or unappreciative, but a certain section of people that comments, so the comments section, can get pretty ridiculous sometimes. And I can be at work or just like living my life, and you'll look. I mean, I don't even have notifications on anymore, but it's like you might look and see, like, oh, how's this video doing? And then you'll see just the most like mean-spirited, like effed up comments that you've ever seen since you started the channel. I feel like that happens like every other day. Like I get bad like negative comments all the time, but it feels like you'll get these just wild like comments, and it's like you can't even make sense of it because it's just so out there. And it doesn't like ruin my day or anything, but it ruins like my moments, and it makes me say I shouldn't have even checked my phone. Why am I even doing this? But I appreciate like so many people that do comment, and I'm not saying you have to leave me a super positive comment every time you comment, but just know that sometimes when you put stuff out there, it's kind of shitty, and maybe you shouldn't do it, all the time. I feel like the people that leave like negative comments probably leave negative comments like everywhere, and that's just what they do. But yeah, I guess that's the most annoying part. Just a certain segment, and then also knowing that there's so many good people that watch the channel that just never comment, and they might never comment because there's so many assholes that leave so many like stupid comments. That's kind of annoying as well. But I know that that's like the minority, and it's like the vast majority of people out there are just good people that just want to watch what I do and they enjoy it. And that's why I continue to do this. Like if I thought everybody that watched my shit was an asshole, then I probably wouldn't do this anymore. But there you go. That's my honest answer. There's other annoying things as well, like the actual like filming process, editing. Like there's things that just mess up and I screw up all the time. That's super annoying. But that's usually like my own fault. So let's see. I don't love Team America. I don't think it's that good. It's got funny parts, but probably not. It's probably not. But there's no going back. Once I know it's not working, I can't go back. Whose idea was it to make movies for audiences? I don't know. It was stupid. It was stupid. I bet that was an incredible experience, Captain Horn. I bet it was. I love to see what your top films. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like before I started a YouTube channel, I thought I had seen a lot of movies in a lot of circles that I operated in, a lot of people I worked with, a lot of people in my family. I was always kind of the movie guy. It's like I knew a lot about movies. And I thought I had seen a lot. I was like, oh, man, I've seen a lot of movies. I can get on here and talk about movies. I could write about movies, all that stuff. And then you get into this world and you're like, I ain't seen shit. Like, why didn't I watch this back in the day? Why didn't I watch this? What the hell was I watching? Like, I've been watching movies since I was a kid. It's like, why didn't I see this? And it's just weird. It's like, you get on here, it's like, how has everybody else seen so much more than me? Like, what were they doing? Just watching like 80 movies a day? But I don't know. Like I said, but I think a lot of it has to do with I rewatched so many movies when I was a kid. When I found a movie I loved, I would watch it like 5 times in a day. So I didn't explore a lot. I just found movies that I loved and would just rewatch them over and over again. So maybe that's had something to do with it. I don't know. But your film watching journey seems to have introduced you so many different types of movies. So I bet your list, yeah. I mean, I never watched a giallo before. I never watched a very few westerns, but also spaghetti westerns. I've really gotten into. Starting to get more into Asian cinema. You know, older like crime thrillers and just thrillers in general. Um, some big classics like The Godfather and The Godfather Part Two. I didn't see like before 2019. So yeah, there's a lot of big ones that I've introduced myself to. Um, yeah, I don't get it either. I think it's just an agenda. Just people have agendas and they just want to spread their agenda around everybody else, you know. And that's the biggest thing I can tell you all tonight before I leave you is like don't listen to anybody. You know, don't even listen to me. Like always form your own opinion. And take it for what it is. And it's okay to enjoy something when nobody else does, you know, when you're not supposed to enjoy it. You know, if you enjoy it, then you enjoy it. And that's okay because film is subjective, right? Um, but like think for yourself for the love of God. Like don't listen to everybody else. It's like I take almost no film opinions seriously anymore. It's not that I don't want to say I don't take them seriously, but it's like what somebody says about a movie almost has almost no weight on whether or not I'm going to see it anymore. And that's the way it should be. You watch my reviews and my thoughts on movies just because you're interested in what I have to say about that movie. And because it's interesting to hear different people's different opinions and different perspectives. That's why I like doing these live streams and kind of having a back and forth with you guys. Because I like to hear people's like different opinions and different perspectives. That's what's interesting about films is the different way that people interpret it, and the different things that everybody takes from it. But we're not all supposed to like the same stuff. Like we're not supposed to. It's okay for all of us to like different things. It's all right. We don't have to go to war with each other over it. It's fine. You know, we all come from different backgrounds. We all grew up differently. We all had different things that we enjoy, and that's okay. And it's all based on like, again, how you grew up, what you grew up with, what you grew up watching. Um, that all plays into it. And everybody's just different. It's like just because somebody said something about something, or a group of people created a narrative about a film, doesn't mean that you have to think that it's that. You can watch the movie and form your own opinion. That's okay. You know. Anyway, I'm on a soapbox and I don't even know why anymore. Yeah, have your own damn opinions, you know, for the love of God. Um, it's so freaking stupid out there right now. It just is. So stupid. Uh, oh, glad you like Cardos, man. Ken, have you pre-ordered Reanimator 4K from Midnight? I haven't. I'm on the fence about it, to be honest. First off, I don't love Reanimator. I like it. It's a good movie, but I don't love it enough to spend $80 on a 4K box set. Like to me, I mean that's even more ridiculous than Trick or Treat on 4K, which was like $70. And I get it. Ignite's a small label. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm the consumer, and it's like, you know, if you're gonna make these like almost impossible to obtain and buy prices or create these price points that are just impossible for people to spend their money on, then it's like, why should I support you? Just because you're a smaller label? Like I gotta pay $80 for a box set. I feel like there's other small labels that don't charge you that much to get a box set. So I'm honestly just a little pissy about the price point. Um, if it was 60, I probably would have got it. I probably would have pre-ordered it. But $80 to me is just a little bit too high. It just is. But that's just my opinion. It's all what you're willing to spend. I mean, I just spent $200 on a Never-Ending Story box set, but I love Never-Ending Story. That movie means a lot to me, and that was just a really cool set. Big freaking Never-Ending Story book like that. That's cool. The Reanimator is just a box set. So to me, it just, I don't know, didn't seem worth it. Um, Mike, I don't even know what Mike said, but Mike is totally entitled to his own opinion. Um, totally entitled. Well, I mean, there's different. I mean, that's good that you. I mean, you should watch news. I mean, you should watch people and their different opinion. But it's good that you formed your own opinion. And your opinion is Captain America is Steve Rogers. No one else. Sorry, not interested. That's fine, but that's not what your reasoning was in your first comment. You said different things. If you simply would have said Captain America, Steve Rogers, end of story, not interested, that's fine. But you said something else that implied something else. Um, so just be honest, with your opinions if you're going to put them out there. But I mean, different people take on the mantles of different characters all the time. I mean, there's different Spider-Man out there. Why can't there be a different Captain America? To me, it makes sense. And like, why wouldn't it be Falcon? He's been there by his side since the very beginning, or not the very beginning. Bucky's been there since the very beginning, but pretty much, from the beginning of the MCU, 2014. Gentlemen Broncos, I ain't seen it. All right, guys, I got to go to bed. I got to go to bed. I got to go home and go to bed. I used to work with a guy that said that every night. I used to work late. I would get off work at like 1:30. It was always random. It was whenever we got the job done. Some nights it would be like 3:30 in the morning. But whenever we got off, he'd just be like, "I'm tired. I gotta go home, go to bed." Every night. And I was like, "All right, man, go home, get you some rest, man. That's cool." Yeah, I'm excited for that one. Yeah, I'm excited for anything PTA. I didn't love Licorice Pizza, but I mean, he is one of my favorite filmmakers for sure. Just with There Will Be Blood and The Master and Boogie Nights. I mean, he's got so many bangers. Uh, we deserve that. We deserve a chunky box set of Mac and Me with all kinds of special features. I agree, 100%. I agree with that. Plain view. I agree with that. Yeah, they need the Paul Rudd and Conan. They need it. Thank you, Wheezy. Comments every now and then, ma'am. Comment every now and then. I appreciate that, John. I'm glad that you find my content and what I have to say interesting. Um, Sometimes I question if I'm interesting or not, but at the same time, it's like, well, I have to at least interest some people because, or I wouldn't get anybody to watch, you know. Um, but I try to be interesting and entertaining, and also give you all valuable information to help you navigate this crazy world of physical media that we're in. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Uh, I love the super uncensored Wild West internet we had before Facebook brought the normies. It was wild in the '90s and early 2000s. Yeah, I was in there. It was pretty wild. I was in the chat rooms in the late '90s on AOL, and that was a wild time. It was a wild time. The Kazaa era, LimeWire, uh, bleep the mean spirited comments. Yeah, I mean it's fine. It's fine. Some people just like blow my mind because they're so wrong. Like that's the thing. It's like you don't even know me. It's like you're so wrong in your opinion of me. But also it's like, well, I'm not giving like my full self to you all. Like I try to give most of it, but it's not like my full like true self. So yeah, you don't know me because I'm not giving you everything. I'm not giving you all the pieces. I give you most of it, but I'm not giving you everything. So it makes sense that you don't know me, but also it's like it's so arrogant to just like assume and presume that you know somebody based on some videos that you watched of them. And most of these people that comment, they don't even watch the full videos because they'll be commenting on like stuff you said in the beginning, and you may address something that they commented about later in the video, and they obviously didn't watch it because they're freaking all in on you in this first thing you said. And then sometimes it's like, well, you obviously have only seen like 2 videos that I've ever done to form this opinion. Um, so I try just to not pay attention to those people, but you're only human on here. You can only take so much for you just like, God damn, just shut your mouth, Don't you have something better to do? Like, what's going on? Thank you, Flickstore. How many people would you say you block from commenting in your time? Some of these dudes on YouTube, even the other blue tubers, are trigger happy with that block. Beard Dude, for instance. Who's Beard Dude? I'll be honest. I have muted or hid a few people from the channel. Most of the time, it's not for like negative comments for me. I used to block a lot of people back in the day because I used to have a lot of guests on the channel. So if anybody said anything negative about a guest I had on the channel, I blocked them and deleted their comment. Now it's very few and far between. If somebody's being like super nasty and I look and their account has been active for like 2 days or something, because I feel like there's like few people out there that will create like 20 or 30 different accounts just to keep commenting stupid shit. And they'll also, like, what I hate is that people will just leave regular comments and they'll comment on their comments and say nasty things to other people in the comment section that are just being like normal everyday commenters. And I hate that. So it's like those people that just want to be super aggressive in the comment section and just not only blast you, but blast other people in your comment section. Those are the people that get blocked. But it's very few and far between. I want an honest assessment of what I'm doing, I guess. So, but you can tell like the regular negative comments from the trolls. Like you can tell, and when somebody's being a troll and you look back and you see, oh, the last 15, because you can look back and see like the last 15 comments you did were all negative. Okay, well, you're just a troll. Then go F yourself. Why are you even watching me? Like, if all you have to say is negative stuff, like, just go away. But I try not to block too much. Let's see. But at the same time, I understand. Like, if people want to block people, it's like if your channel's like your house, okay, and the people that are coming in to watch your videos and comments are your guests. If somebody comes in and takes a shit in your house, what are you going to do? You're going to throw them out. I mean, that's like the YouTube comment section. If you want to come in and take a shit in my house and then smear it all over the place, then I'm going to kick you out. And it's really that simple. So I understand it for sure. What's going on, Movie Den? How are you doing? How are you doing, man? AV Pop Culture's in here for the pitchforks. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, Constantine's just not that good, man. I don't know what you want me to say. To me, again, movies are subjective. That's what's interesting, that you like it and I don't. Galaxy of Terror, like, I didn't hate that. Like, that's a movie I'll probably rewatch again. I feel like there was something there that I might have just been missing. I need to rewatch it again at some point. But yeah. Yeah, that can happen from time to time, Manuel, and that's understandable. To not want to go see it in the theaters, like when it's getting such terrible reviews. Now, if you're really interested in seeing it, it'll probably be on Netflix or something. Then you can watch it then, if you're that interested. But I get that. Like, I've been in that mindset before. But I'm trying to get out of it. I'm trying to be like, well, if I wanted to see this, I'll see it. Like, I feel like the movie Plane got a bunch of negative reviews with Gerard Butler, and I thought that was pretty good. So there's some movies, and then Unhinged, I feel like got terrible reviews, and I really enjoyed that. No, Mikey, that's not what I'm trying to say. Think whatever you want. I don't. That's not really. That's not what I was trying to say. But you're just thinking about it one way. Um, you're just thinking about it one way. I mean, that's understandable. That movie gets completely just so wacky. Like it almost pushed the boundaries of like what I was willing to enjoy for that movie. So I get it, but for me, it rode the line like almost perfectly to where it didn't go too far to take me out of it. I still enjoyed it. Uh, Yeah, I get it. I get it. To me, I liked it. You know, my son's still into them. He recently watched all the MCU movies, so we still like going together, and it's something I can do with him. I mean, he's 14 and he's getting older by the day. So I don't have a lot of time yet left. So anything he's willing to go see with me, um, I'll take it. So that's a big reason why I still go see the Marvel stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. People are still like trying to pretend that that's a very profound and just culturally impactful and important movie. People are still trying to pretend that it is something special. Um, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like Zoe Saldana won the SAG award tonight, so I wouldn't be surprised if she won the Oscar for sure. All right, guys, um, we got to get out of here. Let me see if there's anything else real quick. Uh, yeah, but I mean, to me, Bucky's such a unpredictable, like unhinged character. To me, it made sense to make Falcon the Captain America because he's much more grounded, much more. It just has a better head on his shoulders, like Captain America. So to me, like his character felt more in line. And I know it's not Bucky's fault. You know, he's brainwashed and all that stuff, but he's a little bit too unpredictable as a character. Whereas Falcon just has his head on his shoulders a little bit more. A little bit better. I thought he did a good job. I liked Harrison Ford in it. I liked how they built to the Red Hulk, how they teased it a little bit throughout the movie. And there were some cameos that I did not expect to be in there that kind of called back to the Incredible Hulk from 2008, which I think is a really underrated Marvel movie. Um, and I just thought it was a good movie. I don't know what you want me to say. I just thought it was good. You know, I thought it was good. Do I want to see another one? I don't know. That's probably all I need. You know, from the Captain America storyline with Falcon. But I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Thank you, Brian. He's a little too stoic. Um, a little bit too, I don't want to say lacking of charisma, but he definitely doesn't have the it factor. I'm not saying he should lead the MCU, but I think him leading that movie, I think he did a good job for that movie. Things always get weird, and I welcome it. We got Paul Allen in here. Now things are going to get really weird. Thank you for being here, Paul. Uh, I haven't seen Flow. I need to check it out. I need to check it out. Let me give away this digital code real quick, guys, before I get out of here. Of You're Next on 4K. This comes out this week. This is a Lionsgate Limited release. So whoever wants it, take it. It'll be redeemed in Europe 2 hours ago, probably. That's what usually happens. Let's see. I bet Umbrella will give us Mac. Umbrella. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. Yeah, Tombstone. Can read me comments. I could do videos like that every single week. Um, honestly, like maybe at some point, but that just fuels like more negativity. Um, so I try to keep from doing stuff like that, even though it'd probably be funny and interesting. Um, but you know, I don't know, maybe at some point. The last time I thought about doing that was the Happiness video that I did, where I did not like the movie Happiness. I got so many like the amount of people that came for me over not liking Happiness was like incredible. I couldn't believe it. Like it was it was just out of this world. I was like, really? There's that many defenders of happiness? I was on Reddit forums with like hundreds of comments. I was like, holy shit. Like you would have thought I'd talk smack about like the new Halloween film or the new Star Wars movie. Like it was that level of like toxic fandom for that movie. That was wild. So I the last time I thought about doing something like that was for that review that I did of Happiness, which again was just my opinion. I thought it was a pretty disgusting, despicable movie, but it's art. It's out there. I'm not calling for it to be banned or anything. I didn't enjoy it. Um, but that's all we got, guys. That's all we got. Yeah, I've heard people talk about this Slipcover Steve. I don't even know who that is. Who is Slipcover Steve? Who is that? Somebody commented his name in a video I did a couple of days ago. Um, let's see. Yeah, I had someone randomly just attacking another commenter today for saying they grew up in the 80s. Like, what the hell? I'm not going to. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I hate that kind of stuff. It's like, come in on me all you want. But it's like when you start attacking other people in my comment section, that just does not make for a good community and in an environment. So, and it's like, I can't sit there and police my comment section all day. So there's a lot of stuff I probably miss, but um, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, um, no, come at me all you want. I've been doing this for 5 years now. It's like I'm no stranger to hate or negativity. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. All right, guys. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I didn't think I'd get more than like 140 people in here, and the fact that we got to like almost 250 on a Sunday night is really incredible. Yeah, Avi, I know you were with me with that one 100%. Again, not calling for the movie to be banned or anything like that. It can exist. It's fine. I still got it in the collection. It's still back there. But I don't plan on ever watching it again. I probably do need to get rid of it at some point. But yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Um, but all right, we got Jordo. We're gonna end with this comment. Then I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Yeah, Ken, thank you for always sticking up for others in those moments. It definitely creates a safe environment for everyone here at mid level. Yeah, and to be honest, I see this is a troll right here. But he's been positive at some points. So I don't know what your deal is, Norlis. Um, but I appreciate you being here, I guess. But yeah, I get very self-conscious about that because I'm like, do I just have this like toxic like community? And I'm like, what did I do to create this? Um, and I just start thinking about all the stuff I've done in the past and all the videos I've made. And it's like, did I fuel all this toxicity? Like, was this all my fault? I get very self-conscious about that. I think about it all the time. And it's like, what do I do at this point? Or is this just what happens when you're on YouTube for, over 5 years? But it's like, I feel like I got that stuff from like the very beginning on the channel too. So maybe it's just me. I apologize. I am unapologetically me. Okay. I'm always going to be me. And I'm always going to tell you all what I think and be honest. That's all we can do, right? I don't try to be overly produced. I don't try to fake anything. I'm just me. And I give you all my honest opinions. And sometimes people don't like honesty. In fact, I think in most cases people don't like honesty. I think people want to be lied to. I think I think that's the case, and they get upset when you don't lie to them and you don't tell them what they want to hear. But that's not everybody, obviously. But I feel like that's the culture on the internet sometimes. But remember, guys, the internet's not real life. This isn't real. It's kind of real. I'm a person. I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but it's not real life. You can go outside. What do the kids say nowadays? Sniff some grass, or in my case, sniff some snow. Like it's been snowing here for like 2 months straight. It feels like. But thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on bell notifications. for future videos. Like I said, I got the physical media report coming tomorrow. I got Uncle Buck 4K review coming. Some Kino recommendations I got coming. Amadeus 4K, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 4K, The Third Man 4K, all kinds of stuff. I'm trying to catch up on stuff. Most anticipated for March will probably be this week. We keep things rolling, guys, around here. We keep it going regardless of what's going on. But thank you all, and I'll see you next time.